Hello, welcome back to the tutorial. For this tutorial, what we're going to do is we're going to use Adobe Illustrator to create book jacket. So what is book jacket? Book jacket is enclosed sheet of paper that covers the cover. Okay, you might have a book and then this book jacket will cover the book with the paper, right, to protect the cover. If you don't want to have book jacket, you can just have a cover which is comprises of these three sections here, right? You don't need the flap. But for this tutorial's purpose, we're going to do a book jacket. So first I want to explain about the anatomy of a book jacket. So you have this front cover. So this essentially will be the cover of your book. It is the most interesting part of the book flap. It is designed to look interesting, right? So this is the design that I create based on previous tutorial. Okay, designer story by Hijaz Aziz. So at the side of book cover, you have this front flap. Okay, usually for front flap, it is details about the writer. So you can put your picture and then you can explain, okay, about your experience, qualifications, and so on, right? Or even some biodata about you. And then in the middle, you have this what you call spine. Spine is if you were to put your book on a bookshelf, the spine is going to be appear, or you can see the spine instead of the front cover. So usually spines, you have the name of the book, of course, and then you have the publishing company's detail. So for this one is Exo Publishing. I just made it up, right? And then you have back cover. Usually back cover you will have synopsis of the book. Sometimes you also have reviews of the book. There are also times when the biography or the details of the writer is at the back cover instead of at the flap. Okay, and then you also have back flap here. It can be anything, but then for this purpose I put the review of the book itself from the Star, from Morgan Freeman, and from the Sun. Alright. We also have this particular thing called uh, price bar, okay, or something, and then you have price. It can be in the back flap. It can also be at the back cover. Usually, this barcode here. So that's the anatomy of a book jacket. Okay. So we're going to do this in Adobe Illustrator, right? Um, One particular thing that I would like to talk about is the size of the book. Okay, so you can make any size. It can be a portrait looking book. It can be big book, tiny book, up to you. All right. So for this particular tutorial, I'm using a book with a size of 7.5-inch width with 7-inch height. Okay, so this book is almost square, but not quite because it has a width um, extra by 0.5 inch. Right? So a book with this size is very good for big pictures. A book with portrait size is good for a lot of writing, a lot of write up, right? This one is good for picture, but it is up to you what kind of book size that you want to design. It could be 7.5 times 7.5, which is going to be square book. It can be 7.5 times 5, which is going to be a very wide book. It is up to you. It can also be 5.5-inch book or 10 times 11 half inch book. It's up to you. You can also measure your book in cm. Doesn't matter. Okay. But please make sure that you have a reference of the book first. Maybe you got it from somewhere, or you go to bookshop and then you look at this particular book and you like the size, measure it, okay, and then perhaps you base your book on that. Okay, so let's move on to the Adobe Illustrator. So this is an improved logo from previous tutorial, Designer Story by Hijaz Aziz. So what I did, I just had some sort of shadow at the back here, and then I designed it in 2 lines. Okay, I also have small ones here. This is for the spine, right? This is for the cover, right? So as I mentioned previously, okay, the book will have a size of 7.5 times 7 inch, and it also has 5 segments here: back flap, back cover, spine, front cover, and front flap. So let's do that in the Illustrator. What you can do, you can create new file new, and then for a book of that size, I'm going to start with A3 size landscape, right? And then the measurement, I'm going to change it into inch instead, and then I'm going to name it as book jacket, right? So you don't need bleed, you don't need any sort of special margins. If you were to click on the advanced option, you can pick CMYK colors because it's going to be printed. So please pick CMYK. Right. In terms of effect, you can pick medium. For me, it didn't have big photo or graphic, so I just pick medium. But then if your book is photo, you might want to pick 300 something, but then usually I would just pick 150 ppi. So let's click on create. So this is the layout. It didn't have anything, but then we're going to create 5 sections okay right now. So in order to create the front cover, what we can do, we can use this tool called rectangle tool, right? So you click on rectangle tool, and then what I usually do, I will click once, and then once you click once, this window will pop up. It asks you what size that you want, right? So as I mentioned, the size is 7.5 in terms of width, and then the height is 7. It depends on what size of book that you want. Okay, for this particular exercise, we just do this. Okay, or you can pick any size that you want. So this is the cover of the book. Okay, apparently it is quite big in relation to the size of A3. That doesn't matter. Okay, so this is 7.5 inch times 7 inch. um, there it is. What you want to do right now is you want to copy it, okay, at the side to make back cover. So you can press Ctrl C and Ctrl V, right, and then you can just simply align it in such way. Make sure it is aligned. So what you can do, you can select both of them, right, and then go to align, and then make sure it is aligned to artboard, and then you align in the middle, vertical align center. So they're going to be vertically aligned, okay, in a very specific way. Okay, so this artboard here, we're going to expand a bit because we need to have space for front flap and back flap as well as spine. So originally it is A3 size, so we can expand it a little bit. You can click on document setup, and then you can click on edit artboard, right, and then it will show something like this, which you can go to the corner here, and then you expand a little bit. Maybe you add something like that. Okay, not too much. And then you can click on the selection tool to confirm the size. So for the spine, we don't have to create a really big size. It depends on your the thickness of your book. So if you say that you want to do a book with 100 pages, so you might need to design the spine a little bit thicker, just to give the look. But then normally I would use around 0.5 inch, maybe less than that, okay, to create the spine. So just copy, then I paste, okay, and then I just this is another box that I created, and then I just copy paste, then I just flip it, okay, flip it to this side until you got around 0.5 inch. If it's not accurate, if you want it to be accurate, you can just click and then you go to this uh, transform. Perhaps it is here, I think. Now I can go to properties and then there's transform. You can just put exactly 0.5. Okay, there. Then make sure you zoom in, okay, to make sure that it is exactly that. Okay, and then you can also make the back cover a little bit closer to the spine, just like that. Okay, make sure you zoom in really closely and there's no misalignment here and there. Okay, so what we have currently, okay, we have, let me just write, we have front cover, okay, let me enlarge it a bit. Okay, and then you have back cover, and then you have spine. For spine, maybe you just turn the word like this. Sorry. Maybe I want it to be bold instead of regular. Helvetica bold. Okay, Helvetica new bold. So you have now the front cover, spine, and back cover. Right. You also have another section at the side here called flap. So let's just do front flap, and then at the side here back flap. Okay, maybe a bit here. Alright, so for the flap, I don't want it to be too big. Perhaps I just want it to be, I don't know, maybe 2.5 inch. So same, okay, you can press Ctrl C and Ctrl V, or if you want to paste in place exactly at the part where you copy, you can press Ctrl C and Ctrl F. Okay, but if you were to use Mac, if you're using Mac, then Command C and Command F, and then they are going to be pasted exactly at the place where you copy, and then you just have to flip it. Okay, just like I show you just now. Just flip it, right, and then aim for something like 2.5 inch. Right. Just put the number here, 2.5 inch, and then let's just snap it there. Back flap also similar method, Ctrl C, Ctrl F, Command C, Command F, and then just flip it and then put the number 2.5 as well, and then zoom in a little bit, make sure they are aligned nicely. Okay. There you go. Oh, here it is. And there you go. Alright, so we have the 5 sections now. Starting from the left, we have back flap, we have back cover, we have spine, we have front cover, and we have front flap. Okay, so when you have significant progress like this, don't forget to save Ctrl S or Command S. Boat jacket. Okay, let's name it tutorial chapter 5, check it. Okay. So now we're going to create the front cover. So you can pick the logo, Ctrl C, and then you just paste it, maybe a bit bigger, right at the middle, but a little bit at the top, not too big. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit, focusing on the front cover because we are working on it. So, alright, I'm quite happy with the placement right now. Alright, so designer story, but he just has this. But then from the original design, I have this particular designs here that will make it a bit colorful and interesting. Right, it's part of the theme of the book, which is with these colorful themes. So let's try to create that. It's actually very simple design. What I do, I just copy paste. Okay, using Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and then I just paste like this part here. Okay, you can go to the swatches and then pick color of dark blue, and then Ctrl C, Ctrl F. Okay, flip another color of blue, maybe a little bit lighter. You can double click here and pick a little bit lighter color of blue, perhaps like so. Okay, and then Ctrl C, Ctrl F, another color of blue. Okay, perhaps a little bit lighter, like so. Okay, so right now when you look at it, it has these black lines. We don't want the black lines, we just want it clean and nice. So you can just select all three of them by holding Shift key. Okay, hold Shift key and then select all three of them to multiple select. And then for the color itself, okay, you see here, if you hover your mouse at this side here, it says stroke, so make sure you click on it, make sure it is come up on top, and then pick none. Okay, so once you pick none, you won't have those lines anymore, and then switch back to the fill color to be on the front. And then we're going to continue to add the other colors. Perhaps this is magenta color, and then a little bit more, maybe this one is yellow. Ctrl C, Ctrl F, a little bit more, maybe this is another dark blue. Ctrl F, oops, flip first. Okay, let me zoom in and then do it on top of the yellow. Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and then perhaps this one I want it to be a little bit purple. Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and then this one I want it to be maybe red color. Okay, I think it needs a bit of green. Okay, maybe the top one instead of red, I'm just gonna do green color. There you go. Right. Okay, so that's the cover done, and I'm going to duplicate this design to the back cover. Okay, what I'm going to do is pretty simple. I'm just going to select all of this. Okay, you drag your mouse, okay, and then multiple select, you hold Shift, and then you deselect the front cover background, and then the name of the book title, the book title, and then you only left with selecting the design just now. So you Ctrl C, and then you control V, right? While it is all selected, you can just slowly and carefully arrange it to the back cover, zoom in, okay, make sure you zoom in, and then make sure you put it, okay, very closely so that it is, okay, something like this, a bit more, okay, like so. Oh no, little bit more to the side. Is it okay? Looks okay. Alright, so you have duplication of cover, and then yeah, so you have back cover and you have front cover. Let's do spine. So the spine, I've prepared the logo in this orientation. I'm just gonna copy, just gonna paste it, and then I'm going to perhaps enlarge it a little bit, and then I'm going to change the orientation like so, and put it here very nicely like so, and then I'm going to add a little bit of design here. I copy this spine here, and then I paste, Ctrl F, and then I'm going to put it somewhere like here, color it with yellow. Then I'm gonna type XO Publishing, XO. Okay, if you don't have a publishing company name, you can just make it up. Okay, I'm going to put it here, and then color it with red perhaps. There you go. Okay, you have the front cover, you have spine, and you have back cover. Alright, how's that? For the front flap, I just want it to be yellow color. Right. Similarly, for the back flap also, I want it to be yellow color. Right. Same yellow color. What you can have here, you can put your picture. I'm just going to put a dummy rectangle now. Just gray color to indicate that I'm going to put picture later. Right. And then at the back cover here, I'm going to put the review. Okay, usually I put what they say. Okay, this is a review of the book from people who have read the book. Okay, I don't want it to be boom. Speak Albany. And you can just type out. Okay, it is the best book ever. Okay, said J.K. Rowling. Right. So how's that? J.K. Rowling says the book is the best book ever. Right, and then you have another review. OMG, I cried. Okay, who says that? No. Let's try Lee Hyuna. Okay. Let's make it 2 lines. Okay, and then maybe another review. The typo errors are like art. Okay, who says that? Maybe another publication or another newspaper company, The Sun. right? So there, okay. And then here you can put a place where you can put the barcode, and then here you can put the indication of price. West Malaysia, RM, how much you want to sell this book? It's 78 ringgit 80 cent. Okay, a very expensive book. Alright, and then East Malaysia, RM 88.80 cent. Alright, there you go. So now it is complete book cover, right? So if your book is a little bit thinner than 0.5 inch spine here, don't worry. Okay, what you need to do, you just bring the file to the printer, and then the printer themselves will adjust it. Okay, if your book like really thick, the printer would probably just do this. Okay, they will just increase the size of the spine. Okay, by so, like so, and then they're probably just going to readjust this. Okay, this is probably like 1 inch size. So if you have a thick book, then the printer will adjust it. You don't have to worry. Okay, so it probably look like this, right? So there you go. This is how to create a book cover. To print, you just have to save. Okay, and then I encourage you to save in Adobe Illustrator file. Click save. Okay, make sure you pick Adobe Illustrator CC. It's the standard now. And then you can create, you don't have to create PDF compatible file. Okay, and all this you don't have to put compression as well. ICC profile, I'll just let it be. You click OK. Okay, and then I also encourage you to save a copy of PDF. Okay, and then click save. Make sure there is no compression. Do not downsample, do not downsample, do not downsample in the compression. No marks and bleed. The rest just let it be, and then click save PDF. Then make sure you view your book jacket. Okay, there it is in PDF. Looks nice. Right, so that is all for the tutorial for book jacket. Right, so until next time, bye bye.